Welcome to Old Ways Gardening and Prepping. My name is Teresa. I'd like to welcome you to the outside where the shed of many names is for this very well anticipated and waited for video of where we're going to strain the nut extracts that I made. The black walnut, the pecan, the almond, and the hazelnut extract. It is now finally 8 weeks and it is time to strain them. I'm going to be doing it outside on the back porch of family's house because I'm going to tell you right now, it is way too hot to be in that shed. So I'm going to turn this camera around and we're going to get busy. I'll see you back here in a bit. Okay, welcome to my impromptu work surface. It's been cleaned. I have my clean sanitized jars on paper towels so nothing can get in them. I have Ziploc baggies because yes, I'm going to be saving the nuts out of each jar so I can make different recipes with them for y'all. I have my funnel, my strainer. Let me move my coffee and let's get busy. Alright, like I said, I had my jars down there, so they are perfectly clean and sanitary. The first one I'm going to do, and of course, I don't, on all of them, I really don't have to write on the baggie, but I'm going to do it anyway, that way there's no mix-ups. And the first one's going to be almond. I just had the baggie so I can save the nuts. Okay. And it has been set up for 8 weeks, a little over 8 weeks, not a whole lot. And I'm using my favorite, of course, my filterless coffee filter, which works wonders. Try to do this without making a mess. Oh yeah, you can tell that's almond. Oh, that smells good. Now here comes the fun part. Trying to do it without spilling any, and I know, well, I did it. Until just then. And we're going to let all of the alcohol, or actually the extract, drain out because you don't want to leave any behind. And these nuts, and my hands are perfectly clean. These nuts are still usable, and I will be baking with them. Yes, I will be. Go on, fly. And of course, I prefer using a strainer that has the netting on the bottom. I don't have that one at the moment, but you know what? It's still going to work. And of course, out of nowhere, here come the flies. Not a fly one was around. Jana. And then I'm going to put, well, open my baggie. It's better to use a bigger baggie, but you use what you have at the time. Of course, the nuts definitely have alcohol in them, but that will cook out when you bake with them. Now you can store these nuts in your refrigerator or in your freezer. They will be fine in the freezer as well. I'm not tossing them out. They still have a little bit of flavor in them, and I'm going to cook with them anyway. And they have set up for a little over 8 weeks. Now, if you wanted to, you could leave the nuts in alcohol. It won't hurt a thing. Oh, it smells good. Now, this is your almond extract. Now, if you wanted to, you could add another batch of almonds in here to make it even stronger. And you would put your almonds in another jar, pour this extract in, and you could add a little bit more. I'm leaving it like it is because it's perfectly fine with me. I'm going to go in here, wash out my strainer, my funnel, so we can do the next one. Okay, you want to make sure if you're making multiple nut extracts that you wash your funnel and your strainer very well in hot water to make sure that there's no cross-contamination. And if you're allergic to nuts, you need to be really careful about doing this and wear gloves or just don't make it. Now this beautiful one here is Pecan Extract. Right on my baggie. Of course, I know what nuts they are. Others might not. It's in the household. Thankfully, nobody here with nut allergies. And this is the Pecan Extract. Oh, it smells just like pecans. Okay, here we go. I don't want to spill too much. There's always going to be, unfortunately, a little sacrifice. But you could always do it, pour it into a measuring cup, and then pour it through. And there's no need in trying to press down the nuts much because, well, yeah, they're not going to give up too much. But these are still perfectly fine to cook with because they're still nuts. A lot of their flavor has been extracted out through the alcohol. But I'm still going to use these. I got a good recipe for this one. I was thinking about a pie, but then I'm going to do something else with these. You want to make sure everything is clean and sanitized, and your hands as well. Now, if you let these dry out a little bit, you could use a cookie sheet with a paper towel line and let them dry a little bit. These would be excellent in fudge. They'll be excellent in cookies, breads, and yes, you could make a pie with it. Now, they're not going to be as strong flavored as they were before they were made into extract. But you know what? You can still use them. And yes, I missed those. And I do reuse the caps because nothing's wrong with those caps. And yes, no nuts slip behind. Oh, that smells so good. You okay, Jana? Look at that beautiful pecan extract. Alright, I'll be back in a bit. Okay, now like I said, you want to make sure that your funnel and your strainer is completely dried before you move to the next nut extract. Apparently Jana wants to make sure y'all know that she is outside as well. And this is black walnut. Oh, it smells just like black walnuts. Now, if you wanted your extracts not to be cloudy or anything, you could use coffee filters, but I look at it as losing flavor that way. This one's got quite a bit of sediment in it, so it's going to take it a while to drain through. You want to make sure that you get it all drained out. One good thing about having sanitized fingers, if it gets too filled with sediment, you just clean a spot on the filter so it can keep straining. And another good thing, alcohol, this is vodka, it's a natural sanitizer, so the black walnut is the strongest of the extracts. I'm telling you, it smells just like you opened a bag of black walnuts. And And I have a recipe for this one that I'm gonna be making after I get done, and that'll be another video to come. Don't own, you nasty flies. Now, of course, you can also use like a rubber spatula if you wanted to. I know my hands are clean, so I'm not worried about it, not one bit. The black walnut has a lot of sediment in it because of them being chopped. Go! And like I said, you won't be able to get all of the alcohol out of the nuts, but you can get most of them out. I know 2 of the recipes so far that I'm going to be making. I'm not sure about the other 2, but don't you worry, y'all be coming along with me. Jana, seriously. I don't know why I forgot that while ago. It made it a whole lot easier on me. Come on, nasty fly. But it'll look cloudy, but it will settle down. The cloudy don't bother me a bit because I'm going to cook with it anyway. Alright, I'll be right back. Okay, we're at the final home stretch, and we have hazelnut extract. Now, one thing I will say, you will notice, now the black walnut has some oil. It's not going to hurt it a bit. It's its all natural oil. and it's black walnut oil. It's not any other oil in it. But you can just shake it a little bit before you use it, and that'll disperse it. The pecan has a little bit, the almond not so much. And now to the hazelnut. And you'll see how there'll be sediment. Don't worry one bit, nothing's wrong with it. It's broke down nicely. It has extracted all the flavor it can out of it. And like I said, if you wanted to, you could leave the nuts in there. It's not going to hurt a thing. Oh, smells just like hazelnuts. Trying to be as graceful as possible. Now this one's going to be another one that's going to take a while to strain because of the powder in it, because these are chopped hazelnuts. But you know what? It's not going to hurt a thing. Patience is a virtue. And I love these filterless coffee filters. They work wonderful for doing extracts, tinctures, you name it. And you can see all the sediment in the filter. And don't be surprised if you don't get back the same amount of alcohol that you put in, because the nuts have soaked up some of the alcohol. Quite a bit of it has been released, but I'm still going to cook with it and make sure that they're not wasted. Might be slight traces of alcohol in your baked goods, but I doubt it, because once they heat up and start cooking, it should evaporate right out. And even though it's extracts, each one of these different nuts has medicinal values as well. You can also use it as, if you wanted to, a tincture. Cook with it or use it medicinally. But I guarantee you they're not going to go to waste. Go on, fly. And since I got all of that already out, I'm going to bag it up. And make sure you don't leave any behind if possible. I haven't made up my mind yet on the hazelnuts. I might make a batch of fudge. Oh, that smells so good. Simple, easy, homemade. You know exactly what goes into these extracts and how they're made. Now, I will link my video at the end of the video, as well as in the description box below, on how I made them. But look at that beautiful hazelnut extract. And it's in alcohol. Guess what? It's not going to go bad. You want to store them in a cabinet in a dark, cool place. Too hot out here to be talking, y'all, I tell you. Look at that black walnut extract. Store them in a dark, cool place. And just remember, once you start getting low on your extract, it takes 8 weeks to make more. But look at that beautiful pecan. Now, if you wanted to, you could also add it to coffee, puddings, breads, cookies. You could, anything that you would be using, you could use it in place of vanilla if you wanted to. If a recipe called for nuts and you don't have them, you can use the extract and it'll give it the flavor of the nuts inside. Beautiful almond. Never did understand why almond always turns a yellow color, but it does. All natural almond extract. Just remember, people, be very careful with anybody that has nut allergies, because this will trigger an allergic reaction just like the nuts will. If you have people in your household that are allergic to nuts, just make your own decisions if you're going to make them or not. Just be very, very careful. It's your choice. You're an adult to be able to make your own decisions. Simple, easy. Anybody can make their own extracts. And they're wonderful to use in baking and cooking and creamers. Just remember, if you use it in creamer, it's going to have alcohol content. Because making a coffee creamer, you won't be heating it up. Now, there's a possibility when you add it to the coffee, if it's a very, very hot coffee, it could evaporate, but there's still going to be some alcohol content. Simple, easy, anybody can do it. You just have to believe in yourself and have the ingredients. I hope you've enjoyed this video and it encourages you as well to make your own homemade nut extracts to bake with and cook with. Look at that beautiful jar. Everyone, take care, stay safe and sound out there. Keep stocking those pantries with whatever you can get in there. Extracts being one of them. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. May you each stay safe. May you each be blessed. I look forward to seeing you again here soon. Everyone take care.